everyone, Intuitive Edge here. Welcome to my channel. This is where we take an intuitive look at what's going on in our world. So let's talk about hydrochloroquine. It has been used to assist people in recovering from the COVID-19 virus, and it has been used with some great success. Now, my question is, why is it taking so long for this treatment to be made available as a treatment/cure for COVID-19? It is being poo-pooed in the press and among experts and scientists. Not all of them. Many of them are saying it's wonderful, it does great, it's very effective. So why is it not being used? I did a spread on this. And the first card out is the Queen of Wands reversed with the Death card crossing it. Now, generally, as I've said many times in my videos, that the Death card in tarot talks about major transformation that leaves one changed, like radical change. Doesn't always mean literal death. It can, but it doesn't usually. I think in this case, because we're talking about a deadly disease, I think it could be referring to death, okay, on a large scale. Now, the Queen of Wands reversed is like a misuse of creative energy, misuse of your talents, and a dishonest. And why would that queen be crossed by a powerful transformative change? Is she being dishonest about that change? Does she have something to hide? Above this, I've got the 10 of Pentacles. Now, I'm going to jump around a little bit, so I'll bring this back together at the end, but I've got the 10 of Pentacles upside down above it, which is a disruption in the stability of the home and family and normal life. As we all know, that's been a byproduct of this. It's taking unnecessary risk to not try this out, to not make this more readily available. It's like putting yourself at unnecessary risk. Kind of what people are fearing about it. I've got the reversed Emperor. And to me, that just speaks of someone who's trying to control. And it feels like that profit motive, that trying to control things. We need to get profit out of treatment, and I don't know how that's ever going to happen. But in a perfect world, there would not be an incentive to have people needing treatment that lines somebody else's pockets because they make the treatment. Because then it creates a dependency on that person being sick that keeps needing the medicine. When I look at it with the cards, it feels a little convoluted, like there's conflict of interest or money involved, people trying to profit possibly from having the disease last and having it cured or having it come to an end. It seems as though some people are wanting the misery to continue. So I find that kind of curious. I wanted to take a look at this a little specifically with regard to Boris Johnson. Now, he has been in intensive care in the UK, and Boris is the Prime Minister of the UK, for those who don't know. But he came down with the coronavirus and has been quite ill. And I did cards on him to see his progress. You know, is he going to recover? Is it going to look good for him? Now, initially we have the Moon card coming out, and it's crossed by the Nine of Wands, the card of waiting for something, like having this kind of setback, moving in with a fast energy. I feel like it kind of hit him kind of suddenly, this illness, kind of quickly, disrupted his life. He's got a Page of Pentacles, which is a messenger on his forward card on the future. So there's something coming for him, a message about his future, okay? Now, him right now, we've got a reversed Eight of Swords. This is a card of isolation and being disconnected, and that being maybe compounded a bit by being in the situation he's in the hospital. Probably no guests, nobody around him, as many are facing with this illness that come down with it. Is you're basically by yourself, you're on your own. You just have the nurses and the doctors, and that's it. I see him being given something. Now the hope is that he will respond to this treatment. He's got an Ace of Wands on that hope card. What do we hope happens with this? And that's a good thing to hope for. It's a good sign. Now, probably very, very good for him is he has the Sun card on his outcome. So I would tend to think that Mr. Johnson will probably make a full recovery. Now, I know that's kind of a bold prediction to make. I do, of course, wish him well. But it does seem that the cards tell the story about his illness and the contracting of it and how it's disrupted his life, and the treatment that he will respond to positively will lead to a good outcome for him. So we'll keep an eye on the situation with him, but having the Sun on your outcome is generally a very good card to have. So last I heard is he's been in intensive care, as I said, but I think they said that he is responding to treatment. So that's a good thing for him. When I ask about hydrochloroquine directly, I get some really good cards and some mixed cards. It feels as though with the mixed cards, I get like a controlling type of feel or presence with it. Like the Emperor's come up a few times when I've kind of looked at the cards with this. Right out of the bat, when I ask about hydrochloroquine as a treatment for COVID-19, I've got the Three of Cups and the Ten of Cups right off the bat. Tells me that it's a positive treatment. I don't sense that it's a bad thing. Now up top, which is what we know, kind of what we're dealing with in the realm of the mind, is the Emperor reverse. This is a misuse of authority or power, trying to take control of something. And then what kind of led up to this, we have a reversed Knight of Pentacles, which is having a lack of movement or inertia moving forward. So why would you have these really positive cards, the 3 and the 10, with the Emperor and a reversed Knight of Pentacles boxing it in? Now, in the past, we've got this triumphal entry card, the Six of Wands. This is a card of recognition, being recognized as an effective treatment. And the forward card is the Eight of Pentacles, which is good. This is a card of working on something. So those are good. So we've got the crossings of being boxed in, but not all the way boxed in. So I do think that there is some good movement in getting this treatment available. Now there's a messenger on that. We've got the Page of Pentacles. I've got the 8 on the environment around it. So again, it's like that oppressive trying to box it in or contain or not allow that treatment out. I've got a reversed Ace of Wands, hoping it will be a good treatment. That's what the card is saying. It's hoping for an effective treatment. The outcome card is a card of overcoming obstacles, overcoming difficulties. And this is the 7 of Wands. This is the card of the overcomer as the outcome. I do think that this treatment is worth pursuing, but there seems to be an element that wants to keep that under wraps or not allow, like there's something in the way of it being more accessible or readily available or touted as a cure. I don't think anybody wants to come out and say, hey, this is the cure. But it is being used with some success. Now, I don't talk about this too much. Don't want to get too personal on here. But I did have a family member come down with the COVID-19 virus. And this family member, it's not in my immediate family, so I'm not at risk of exposure. It's just somebody who lives far away. But this person ended up in intensive care, hit him like a ton of bricks, and he was unable to breathe and was admitted to ICU. And the family was very concerned about him. He started on hydrochloroquine. He was in ICU, unable to breathe. The next day, after starting hydrochloroquine, he was released to the medical floor. And the following day, he was released from the hospital. Now, that's pretty incredible given the dire warnings and circumstances that we've been hearing on the news about this virus. You know, it's basically people are being, frightened to death. And I guess if you don't get an effective treatment, yeah, it can be deadly. But why don't we want to give this hydrochloroquine its due and recognize it, the card of recognition here, recognize it as an effective treatment? There's a lot of money to be made in sickness, and it's really too bad that is kind of how our society is right now. Money is made on sick people. And the greatest dream of these psychopaths that want to control that is to have people have to get their vaccines every year. And then they just rake in the money and make everybody scared and running to them for a palliative cure of some kind, which doesn't cure anything. It's just come back for more. That just doesn't seem right. I think humanity is better than this. We can be better than this if we get money out of medical treatment. And again, I don't know how that is possible, but I think we could maybe come up with a way of making that possible, to treat humanity without the profit motive. Anyway, that would be my dream. All right. I think I'm going to leave that here. Said a lot on this. So anyway, that's all I have. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll catch you next time. Bye for now.